Tesla is slowly rolling out the new Spring software update to its Hardware 3 vehicles in the United States. That is great once for a change because it seems like Hardware 4 gets everything. Fortunately, we have both Hardware 3 and Hardware 4, so we're going to be showing you both the updates, starting with the Hardware 3 right now. Even if you have seen these typical release notes floating around, I found a lot of hidden updates that are not documented here, so please follow along. I'm going to be posting another video with the Hardware 4 update once I get that in my car, as well as for all cool Tesla videos. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. So the very first update I want to talk about is in the software section here. It says automatically install updates. This is basically if you set this, so if you're home and parked at nighttime, it is going to automatically install the software update at night. So you don't have to press on software update button. Next new feature is in the trips. So if you go here, now this screen has totally changed. It used to be just like one setting on the trip. Now you get a lot more trip setting. You can do 100 mile, 10 mile, 200 mile. So you can see really how you have been driving, how much you have, what is that you have been using. And then since the last charge here, trip B, trip A. And if you want to add new trip to start right now, even though it's current drive, but if you want to start it from starting now to, next week, you can just hit that add trip, and then that is going to be your new trip. You can even name the new trip to test trip. You update it. Now you have got a test trip here and be able to customize it and see. So if you have a set period of time you want to test it, you can do that to visualize this here. So it gives you a little bit more granularity. And for those of you who do not know what this is basically how much energy it is taking to drive this Tesla per mile basis, and like on the last 200 miles. I have averaged out to 374 watt-hour per mile, which is ridiculously high. This is because I have really not driven this car and it has all been on the winter. So that is why it shows longer I drive, this is going to drop down. But I would really trust this 86 mile projection range versus this 134 mile that you see here. This is really an estimate. This is more of a current condition. So if you keep driving like this, you're only going to get 86 mile versus the 134 mile. Now, speaking of the trips, you know that you can just scroll this here to get your trip, but Tesla gave us really cool Easter egg without telling us in the release notes, where now you can slide this up and you're able to see your average consumption right here. So it is a lot more vertical that now you can scroll through since charge, the added trip, it gives you all of that without you having to go to the trip menu here. So if you wanted to quickly look at it, you can do that right there. Another update I noticed right here is that launcher is more of a Apple type of a tile here. So if you press on it, it brings up the whole thing. So it kind of combines the icons here instead of just having that V shape there. So makes it more of a alive tile here. Now to go along with that app launcher here, these are also much larger icons than in the past. Make it super visible because they used to be a lot smaller than this. Look at how clear it is. The crispness, the graphic, the clarity is also increased, and just looks really cool now. It's very clear, very clean here. Another thing they have added is the pet customization. So if you go to your climate control here, go to pet here, that's what you're gonna see. So not only you can do a dog like this, you can now do a cat, which is Schrodinger's cat. Maybe it is there, maybe it's not there. And then you can also do a hedgehog. So it says bagels right now, but if you wanna call this, whatever, personalize it, I'm gonna call that my name. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to toggle the pet mode. So it says pet mode is enabled. Now let's go out and then I'll show you what that looks like. So as you can see, this is what people are going to see from outside of the window. That hedgehog is pretty cute. And then, yeah, it says it's chilling 67 degrees. Now the next safety update is amazing. Tesla historically allowed you to do a rolling footage of 1 hour. So basically for 1 hour, you didn't have to press on the honk or press on the button or anything to save your dash cam footage. You could just go back in time in 1 hour and then go back and find that footage because Tesla kept a temporary 1 hour footage just rolling. Now Tesla is allowing 24 hours of rolling footage. And how this works is if you have a typical 128 gig SSD that came with the car, if you have that plugged in, the flash drive, then Tesla allows 3 hours. So it only allows the 3 hours of rolling footage. So if anything happened in the last 3 hours, you didn't have to press on anything after the incident. You could go back and find that footage. But if you upgrade to a 1 terabyte SSD, which we'll put some recommendation in the description below, you can now do 24 hours of basically, it's like a 24-hour home security footage, right? Your car is always recording on the go, and you are able to then use that 24 hours of rolling footage to go back in time and see anything that you may have missed. Now, another new thing with this update is that on the mobile phone, when you download those clips, in the past, you were only able to see just the video clips without the telemetry data in it. Now, you can see the telemetry data. So the FSD engage, the speed and all of that is now visible on the mobile app when you download those clips. So next new feature is on the audio tab here. If you go here, it says, "Hey Grok" to launch. In the past, you would have to press and hold on this right scroll wheel button to launch Grok. But now you can just say, "Hey Grok," just like "Hey Siri." It is going to make you agree to this privacy setting because it is going to be always listening for that "Hey Grok" here. "Hey Grok, what is new with the new software update from Tesla, the spring update?"
Tesla's spring update, version 2026-14, brings cool stuff like a new self-driving app for easy FSD subscription.
Now, speaking of Grok, Grok also got a new voice now. So if we were to go over here, there is a guy named Leo that is British male instead of all the options that we had before. Now, not only we can use Grok for that purpose, but also as a smart speakers. "Hey Grok, when I get home, can you please remind me to plug the car?"
Sure, I'll remind you to plug in the car when you get home. It's all set.
"Goodbye." So you can say goodbye for it to go away. Now let's drive towards home and let's see what it does.
Don't forget to plug in the car. Don't forget to plug in the car.
Now, another new thing on this update is the immersive sound. So now you are able to either do an auto immersive sound or the manual. And what this does is it is going to enhance audio by adding depth and a special effect, creating a richer listening experience. That is what this says. You can leave it to auto just based on the music, or you can select this to high, standard, or totally off. Another hidden update is that if you were to do the scroll wheel here for the volume, there is this little ghost icon that appears that shows the audio source and the volume that you can control. So it tells you which volume it has been controlled, not the navigation volume, but the radio volume. Now, if you were to switch this audio source to Bluetooth now, if I was to go here, now you see that it shows Bluetooth instead of that radio icon. So it makes it very clear as to which volume you are increasing or decreasing. Another thing they have added is the music app queuing. So if you have a Spotify or Apple Music, you can tap and hold on the track, or you can swipe right and left to be able to add that to an active track. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those services, so I won't be able to show you here. Next thing they have added is the weather map improvements. So if we were to go over here and go to the map and we can activate the weather here, it is going to give you the weather event, and then it shows you the past hour of how the weather has been on the mix, and then it also gives you a little bit of a better idea on the type of rain that you're getting. As you can see, the ice, the mix, the snow. So that makes it super easy for you to plan your trip, because right now I wouldn't want to be going to Ohio. As you can see, there is that rapid weather event happening, and it shows you, as you can see, like you can go the past hour anywhere from 5 p.m. to now, what it looks like. So you can plan it accordingly. So at 5 p.m. the weather condition was like this, but now it is kind of moving along. So as you see, that is really cool that you're able to see that. So if you're going to be going through the storm here, it is going to give you the more color coding to show you what that looks like and what is it expected. So at 8 p.m. this is what is going to happen right here in Central Ohio. Now, another update has to do with Supercharger. So if you go to navigation here, now there is a new setting called Only Add Supercharger with Tesla Pricing. Why this is because there are now a lot of private party superchargers that people are just installing Supercharger on their businesses, and they control the pricing, not Tesla. So if you want to enable this feature where if you only want to go to the supercharger that the Tesla controls the pricing, so everything is upfront and you know exactly what it is, then you can just toggle this setting. Then it will only make you stop on those locations, on the official Tesla location, not the private party superchargers. There's an undocumented update on this one where if you look at it here, before you even put your thing on the navigation, you're going to get some suggested locations here based on when you have driven, and those are not accurate. I don't like it. So now you have an option to turn those off. You go over here, you go to your navigation setting, and then right here it says destination suggestion. Just toggle that off. Now, voila, you don't have that suggestion here. It completely goes away. You have to click on it, and then you can put the addresses. They've added some improvement to the Sketchpad here. So if you go to Sketchpad and then do Sketch On, now they have added some stickers that you can use instead of just the drawings that you would make here. You can now also add stickers. So grab this guys here, you can put there. you have other options such as this stickers, so whatever stickers that you want to put, like there's the glasses and whatever that you want to do. Again, you can do the background color picker. This is a lot more intuitive and fun than they used to have here, so you can do that. And then there's no sketches available right now, but now with this you can save this, and then now you can view this from the mobile as well. So you have got some painting brushes here that you can use, eraser to erase. So this is pretty cool, that especially for kids. And you can view your previous sketches by just going to the picture and then see what it is, and then now you can add more to this or edit, or you can go through this process here. Another really useful update that they added for non-English speaker is if you go to display here and you go to keyboard and you select the other language here, you can select bunch of other languages, but let's say if you select Spanish. Now in the past, you could get the Spanish keyboard here where you can then type in these ends and everything, but the dictation language was still English. But now they have changed the dictation language to become whatever language that is. El Niño. As you can see that it added that N over there on the top. Mañana. As you see right there, it added that N again. Unfortunately, us mortals with hardware 3 don't get that really cool crisp car quality graphics that you see on hardware 4, but they have made some changes. So if I put this into drive, now I'm starting to see more of that 3D view that I'm used to seeing on the hardware 4. So it gives you more of a surrounding, the trees, and show here what it looks like right next to a car. But it is starting to look a lot more like the hardware 4, which is really cool. Even in the garage, you can see the garage layout and everything. Like, even though we have had the car graphics in the past, I think they just look much more crisp. So this is probably an indication that Tesla is going to give us some kind of a light version of the version 14 on the hardware 3 cars as well. So what do you all think about this update? Did I miss anything that you have discovered? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. It is pretty amazing to see that Tesla still pushes free software update to everybody, all of their fleet, even including older cars. I get it that we don't get as much cooler update like the hardware 4 on the hardware 3 cars, but nevertheless, I've never had a car manufacturer before that I drove that ever gave me software updates. So this is pretty amazing what Tesla does. So super thankful for that, and get me excited every time I see a software update. So hopefully I get the hardware 4 upgrade here soon, so I'll make a follow-up video. So please make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and please come back again soon.